our business grew by almost $1 million.
Added greater than $2 million.
Grown by $2 million.
Turning over about $1 million. Today our business is $10 million.
I've achieved figures I might have achieved after 10 years, but I've achieved it in about 3.
Hi there, and thanks for listening. This is Casey Gollan. Let's look at 17 of the best Facebook timeline cover photos. Firstly, Wiggle. Now, what I like about this one, I'm a cyclist, and so this one immediately talks in the cyclist's language, this particular part here. Anyone that follows cycling as a passion will know exactly what this means, and as Facebook is about building a community of followers, this really singles out Wiggle to its followers that it really knows the language of the cyclist, because this means Paris-Roubaix and the classic season. So what this actual photo does to a non-cyclist, it wouldn't mean anything, but to someone that's a cyclist and follows this sport with a passion will know that this is about the classic season. So this particular image promotes the season that cycling is in at that point in time. So for you, if you know the language of your market, choose images that you can put on your timeline to really connect with them and to get them to really believe in you as a leader in your market. Next, let's look at Nike. It's simple, it's clean, and it promotes the latest product range. So this one here, it doesn't have too much going on, but it does promote their latest range of shoes. Very clever. So for you, what I'd be doing if I was you is use your cover photo to promote the types of products or services that you do, whether it's seasonal or whether it's a new product release. You can really use this space to subtly promote your product. There are some rules that you need to abide by when doing your cover picture, but this one ticks the boxes. This next one, by my good friend Luke Simon, a beautiful photo here. The only thing he's got is you can't have any calls to action or contact information that would otherwise go in the About section that you would find on the Facebook. But nonetheless, this is a beautiful photo, and what my recommendation for him is every photo or every client that comes through that has their wedding photography done through him, as soon as he releases that to the client, should use a beautiful photo and put that on his timeline as a cover photo, and then it could have the name of the clients and perhaps the date that they were married. And then when you click on the image, it would open up the next page, and to the right hand side of your image you can list the description with the photo with a link back to, in his case, his blog roll that would showcase the number of photos that he does for his clients, and that'd be excellent marketing. Next we have eBay's cover photo. So this one again is simple. It's simple and it's got its USP. When it's on your mind, it's on eBay. So that covers a lot of things. And then what it does, it shows its hot sellers. If you have a look through these particular products that are placed in this cover photo, which is highly valuable real estate on a Facebook page, all of these would be their best sellers on that site. And so for you, if you have a business that's promoting a number of products or number of services, have the images of the types of products or services that are your best sellers. And then it's got quite a clever call to action here, where is when it's on your mind, it's on eBay. So it's kind of subtly telling you to go onto eBay. Let's look at Dell's. This one's quite an interesting one because Dell's kind of gone down the Apple mode of marketing here, and they're selling their laptops as a bit of a fashion item here. It's got the nice coat here, and it's got a funky coloured leather pouch for the Dell laptop, and of course it'd be promoting its latest range as well. So it's a good use of the timeline. A nice example. Infusionsoft. This is quite a nice little cover photo, quite simple. It's their new logo colours, so it's green. They use their branding up here, or their logo up here, which reinforces their brand. Their nice little USP, we help businesses succeed, and it's a nice little execution. Simple but nice, and it gets the message across. Next, Red Bull. Great little example here. If you know Red Bull as a brand, this kind of epitomizes everything about Red Bull. It's obviously got their branding, which is very prominent right here. It's an extreme sport, extreme position, and it's kind of in your face. The guy's looking you dead set in the eyes, and it really epitomizes what their brand is all about. It's a great example. Here's a great example from Corona, which really sells the dream. So when people are drinking Corona, they want you to think about you sitting on the beach. So it's really getting away from the day-to-day life. Excellent use of branding here and selling the dream, and it's a real clever use of the profile image, which is this particular box. This particular box here will find itself on the timeline, which I'll show you in a couple of examples in a moment, but they've used this cleverly here to fall within the lines of this bottle, so that's an excellent example. And here's another example of it as well. Same thing, bottle with the profile pic contained within that bottle. Hopefully you could try and do something like that with your business. You might not sell alcohol, but you might be able to incorporate this type of technique. Here's how Ford have done it. So Ford have got a beautiful photo here, and they've got the designer to take out a part of the shot, put the logo in it, or the brand in it, and then it shows up on the timeline when they make a post. So it's a great little example here. And another one to do this as well is CGC, and they use their cover photo here, and what you'll notice with their profile pic is they've taken half of that photo, and then underneath they've got their little logo. So that's quite a clever little execution of the cover photo with the profile pic as well, and that's the bit that would show up in their timeline when they make posts. Here's another gorgeous example. So this is Burt's Bees. I don't know what this product is, but it's a beautiful showcasing of their products. Beautiful feel to this image, high quality. It makes you want to know more about these products, which is what this cover photo is all about. If you can get people looking at your products or services or what it is that you do or have done, and get the customer or prospective customer wanting to know more about what it is that you do, then you've achieved your goal of using this cover pic. Here's something a little bit different. Starbucks, you may have heard of this company, big brand, and this image here really conveys success and community. It's a big growing business, and they've got, obviously, might be their staff members or it might be some sort of event. So it's really quite a community photo here, and it might be promoting some sort of event that's been on or coming up. I'm unsure of that, but it's a good little execution of what you can do with your cover photo. So for some businesses, what you could do is line up all your team members, and it might be all your vehicles, and take a picture of them to give a potential customer the impression that you're a really big company, and a very successful one if you've got all your team fitted out with your apparel and your staff clothing. Conversely, you could also show a crowd of your happy customers that are really excited and happy about what it is that you've done. So that's another thing that you could do. Subway, a nice simple brand reinforcement here. Everyone knows this paper. If you've ever bought from Subway, that's the type of paper, and the faded image or branding on the inside of the paper if you ever bought from Subway. And they're probably promoting something that they're doing at the moment. It might be a twice as nice, might be some sort of promotion on at the moment. So if you are promoting something at the moment, whether it's in the paper, whether it's in your shops, you could be using your cover photo to reinforce that promotion as well, subtly as well. There's some rules that you have to abide by with your cover photos, which I've covered in a previous video. You might want to check that out, which exclude you from making any call to action, but nonetheless you can still include the promotion without any calls to action and without infringing any of the rules that Facebook have set for the cover photos. And this is a great example. Here's one that I've put in here because of the calls to action. Within the rules of the cover photos that Facebook has outlined, you're not allowed to put your website in, you're not allowed to tell people to drive people to your websites. However, she's got Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, and whatever else this particular icon is for. So it's kind of telling people about these websites. So it's a nice subtle way of driving people to other parts of her marketing. So whether you could do that or not, I'm unsure of, but I did see this, so I thought it was a nice example of how you could do it. Here's another example of how this particular artist has done it. What I like about this cover photo is if you look at this, you're going to think that this guy's a musician straight away from these photos, which is nice, particularly if you're not a big name in the music industry. And he's followed the Mariah Carey example and put these icons here. And by having these icons here, if someone went to click on these, they would then go to this page where it shows the cover photo, and then this description next to it, he's actually put the hyperlinks or the website addresses where you can click on them and go to those particular destination pages. Here's another great example, Verizon. Now this is a wireless phone company in the US, and what they do is they get their customers to take their phones, which are largely mobile phones, and they get their customers to take photos and send them in. And what they do is they take those photos that have been sent in by their customers and they put them as their cover shot. And I'll show you some shots in a moment, but this is a great example of involving your community, involving your customers within your Facebook presence to get your customers involved and participating in what it is that you do. And I think it's a fantastic idea for all businesses if you can do this. So let me show you some examples. But before I do, by getting people involved and by using your product, it gets them more connected to your brand and to your products, but it also by having your customers send in the photos that they've taken, guess what's going to happen once one of your customers potentially sends you in a photo of them using your product or service and it hits your cover photo for your Facebook timeline? Guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell a lot of their friends. So it builds in the virality of what it is you do as a business, and that's a key element of social media. So it's an excellent example. Let me show you some of the photos that some of their customers have sent in and how they use them. Here's the first one, and then what you'll notice over here is they have a picture of the person, the photo taken by the person's name, and then what they do is promote the type of product or the handset that they're using to take this photo. Next one, same thing, has a picture of the person, a reference to that person, and then a reference to the product that they've used to take these photos. So that's a great example of building virality into the marketing of this business and promoting the product without really promoting it, if you know what I mean. And finally, another one as well, photo of the guy's name, and the type of product they used to take this photo. So with all those that I've just showed you, here's what I've done to put mine together. And you should put yours together too, based on some of the examples that I've given you. So for me, I've put in a picture of myself, obviously my branding for my website, and that will reinforce my branding throughout every piece of my marketing. You'll see my heading on most of my marketing that I do and my business growth formula, and this promotes obviously some videos and audios that I do. So if someone comes to my Facebook page, they'll know that there's an opportunity for them to get them hands on to some sort of videos or audios or PDFs, and at the very least get them interested or curious about what it is that I do offer. And then, of course, what I have here is my point of difference and my unique selling proposition, which is obviously growing businesses by 1 to 10 million in a 1 to 3 year period, and I've been doing that since 1996. So for you, what you can do is put together something like what I've done just to get you into the game. Now, for me, if I've got a new workshop or something that's coming up, I'll change this to promote that workshop or promote the products or the services that I'll be bringing to the table within Facebook's terms of service or guidelines on what you can and can't do with the cover photo. So hopefully this little presentation I've put together for you can stimulate you with some ideas to put together some nice little cover shots for your business. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, just follow me on facebook.com/Casey Gollan Business Coaching. So thanks for listening. This is Casey Gollan, and hopefully this is just another way for you to add anywhere from $1 to $10 million to your business in growth in the next 1 to 3 years. So thanks again, and we'll talk again soon.